So my name is Jackie Hoch, and we are sitting in the front of the orchard at Hoch Orchard. Hoch Orchard is a diversified fruit farm in southeastern Minnesota, kind of in the toe of Minnesota, along the Mississippi River Valley in the Driftless region. This has been an orchard since shortly after World War II. It was in my husband's family starting in about the 50s. Was primarily an apple orchard up until probably about 25 years ago, and then Harry and I started diversifying the farm, and now we grow just about any kind of fruit that grows in Minnesota, and maybe some that shouldn't, but we'll give any fruit a try. And then we've incorporated vegetables and animals into our farm as well. We have about 40 acres of production, and about 25 of that is in apple trees. We have more than 10,000 apple trees. And so some of our trees on this farm are 70 years old. Not very many of them, but some of them still are, and they're the ones that we'll not cut down because we like the traditional apple tree. But the first step for us is grafting. If you want to grow a Honeycrisp over and over and over again, you have to take signwood from a Honeycrisp tree and graft it to roots. And those roots dictate the size of the tree. And the size of the tree dictates the length of that tree's viability. So there's trees that are dwarf, semi-dwarf, semi-standard, and standard. And a big old standard tree is the apple tree that you might think of that you have seen in a children's book, that big pendulous tree that people could sit under. On the other end of the spectrum, if you look down the row here, these are on dwarf rootstock, and these are as big as these trees will get. So the reasons that we choose varieties are whether or not they'll work within our integrated farm system. They have to be fairly resistant to disease, they have to be productive, and they have to be a variety that people like to eat. By the end of July, we're starting to harvest apples. So there's lots of different things that you look for when you try to determine the ripeness of apples. Sometimes it's the calendar, because you know this variety ripens around this time. You're going to look at color, and the color isn't just the primary color, it's the color and the background color. So a red apple might be red, but if the background color is green, it's probably not ready. Taste, there's a lot of taste. You pick apples and you taste them. You cut them open, you see what color the seeds are. So it's all of those things all together. There's some more scientific methods, like you can do a starch iodine test. We don't do that. We just say, does it taste the way that it's supposed to, and is it the right seasonality? We do all of the packing and distribution of our apples. We make fresh juice. When I first met Harry, the orchard was that. It was an orchard. It was apple trees, apple trees, apple trees. But throughout the years, we've taken time to diversify and add many different kinds of fruits. We have start in the spring with honeyberries, and we have strawberries and raspberries and apricots and plums and elderberries and aronia and currants, and I could go on and on. There's just lots of different fruit that we grow, so we're much more than an apple orchard. So Hoch Orchard and Gardens isn't just an orchard anymore. It's definitely a farm with all the different crops that we grow, with the animals that are integrated, and the diversification that we've done. We've made it more of what people would envision to be a farm and not just an apple orchard.